guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm DNN Locks, and today we're going to be talking about 5 different lock parting styles. So stay tuned. So the first parting style we're going to talk about is brick. This is the most common. Most locticians will default to this if you don't know what parting style that you want. This has the most, I think it has the most uniform or clean look to it when it comes to different styles. The brick style is also really good for styling because your locks or the parting is so uniform. I think it's the cleanest look out of all the parting styles, just because it's good for middle parts, side parts, and basically most styles you're gonna do will look really good just because of how your hair is parted and how it lays. Next, we are going to be talking about the diamond style. This is really pretty. When I first started my locks, I wanted the diamond style, or the diamond parting, but then I shied away from it because it is one of the hardest to maintain if you are going to retwist your own hair. I advise you only get this parting style if you have a loctician that knows what they're doing and you consistently are retwisting your hair with the same loctician, because some locticians don't know how to do this style or this parting style, and some do, so you want to make sure you have someone that's a professional and knows how to do this. This style is, or this parting is good for coverage. So this is, I think this is the second best parting style for coverage. I'm going to be going over the next one, which I think is the first next, but it's really good if you have more maybe thinning hair and you want to go for a fuller look, but it is harder to maintain. The diamond parting style also is more iffy when it comes to having more uniform locks, because we have different patterns of curls on our head. If you have curls and you're locking your hair, different curl patterns. If you do this style, it's less likely for them to be as uniform because you're bunching you're making the triangle, but it could be 2 different patterns of hair. So some locks may be bigger than others if you do choose a parting style. And also when it comes to this parting style, you're also going to have some triangles in there. They're going to be diamonds / triangles, because you can't get diamonds all over your whole head without having some triangle parts in there. So that's just something to let you guys know. Also, when it comes to the diamond parting, you are limited to your styles. So going into this, you want to think of the future as well. When you're doing certain styles, like maybe a middle part or a side part, or you're trying to do something funky, like switch it up a little bit, it's going to be less uniform, or it's not going to look as clean as other parting styles when you do those styles. Next, we're going to talk about C parts, or some people call them fan parts as well. This, I think, is the best of both worlds, just because you get the fuller coverage because you're not seeing as much of your scalp, and you get the clean parts as well, compared to diamonds, where you get the full look but it's harder to maintain. With the C parting, it's easier to maintain, so you can maintain it yourself as well as loctician, but it's easier to maintain for people who are doing their own retwists. Also, I think this is the best for people with not thinning hair, or people with thinner hair, or people that have thinner hair but want a fuller look. So this is great for that as well, just because you're getting that fuller look with the beautiful parting. But I think that's why it's the best of both worlds, because you can have the clean look and have a as well as if you want a thicker lock and you have thinner hair, it's good because you can't see that much of your scalp because of how the parting is. Next, we have the grid pattern. A lot of people put the grid and the brick together, but I think they're kind of separate because grid I think is more uniform, and I think it fit for smaller locks, sister locks, because it's more strict. So it's just like triangle, 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 or I said triangle, square, 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 square. So it's like more of a grid pattern, and that's from people with either smaller locks or with sister locks. And this I think shows the most scalp, just because it's so uniform. And I separate this from the brick style because when it's the brick style, when you're parting your hair, it's like a brick. So it's like a brick, you know, a brick, and then a brick down here, a brick down here, and it's not like straight down, if you know what I mean. If you don't, you can ask questions in the comments. But it's like a brick, 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 compared to a square where it's like, or a grid where it's down, straight down, straight down, straight down. So when you're doing the brick pattern, that's easier, or that covers more space on your head, so you looks like you have fuller locks because more of your scalp is covered, compared to square, 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 straight down, where you can see the scalp through your hair. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. If it doesn't, tell me and I'll try to explain it better. But that's why I separate the brick from the grid pattern, just because I think they're a little bit different. Not too much different, but they're different enough where I think that's a different different starting pattern. Next we have natural / organic parting. So this is when the loctician just like doesn't even really part per se. They just take a piece of hair and then just twist. So it's more free. It's not technically free forming, but it's more free parting. So you take a piece, you twist, take a piece, twist, and that's just like your parting on your head. Not your parting grid, but like your parting. So I'll insert a picture as well. But this is definitely the easiest to maintain if you're retwisting your own hair, because you just take it, just twist your hair, twist. It's not really a strict line or strict pattern that you're going for. But this one is also good for thinning hair as well, but it's not as uniform as the other lock patterns. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you guys have any more questions about patterns or what pattern works best for your hair, it's really about your hair in the head, how much density you have, like hair density you have, and also what you're really going for. Are you going for something that's more uniform, or are you going for something that you don't really care what it looks like as long as it looks nice? It really depends what you're going for. But yeah, so you just have to make sure that you think about this when you start your lock journey, and that you go to somebody that knows what they're doing or what they're talking about when it comes to parting, because that is literally your foundation to your journey. That's the first thing you have to think about, because your lock journey, however long you want it to be, it can last a long time, and you don't want to have to keep starting over again because your foundation isn't the way that you want it to be. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or you need me to explain anything further, let me know. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.